This is on Tilt Trading. Right now, I am watching Polkadot and I'm watching CHAINLINK. This morning, we've had some aggressive selling taking place in the crypto market. Take a quick look at Bitcoin. We can see this is watching Bitcoin when it was up here at S4. This is S3. We can see we have a really tight Camarilla pivot range here. So it looks like we're going to have an outside day today. Started real early. We got this sell-off here. Quite a big sell-off. I think this was down to, or at least close down to like the floor pivots, like S10 or something like that. We can see we got some pullback in here, but by the time I caught it, there was, or by the time I saw this thing was already well on its way. Pretty much everything that, or every currency pair that I trade has traded below, has been trading below the S4 level, which is a short signal. We're getting some pullback now. Here's Ethereum. This line is off. This is right there. This is S4 right here. So we see we have some real aggressive selling. But Polkadot is the closest as far as in when it comes to pullback to be able to get an entry for potentially more selling if there's more selling today. So I have my order up in case we pull back here to an entry. Right now my entry is right here at this 0.618 level at 4259. If we can pull back to here, which is just above this or right at the 200 EMA here on the 15-minute chart, and if we can get risk to reward at 4 to 1 up here, I'll take the trade if everything lines up. I'll walk you through what I'm seeing here on Polkadot, and then we'll go to CHAINLINK. CHAINLINK sold off a bit more than Polkadot, so it's second up on my list today. But if anything gets to our pullback, our Fibonacci target first, it'll be Polkadot. So what I'm seeing on Polkadot today, first let's put my charts into perspective here. So if you're looking at the charts, this is a candlestick area. These gray vertical lines or bars, these are volume bars. This is a slow stochastic indicator. This is the MACD indicator. These purple lines are Camarilla pivot points. This is Camarilla pivot point S3. This is S4. And this trade idea is an S4, I believe. Normally I would go for an S6. The way that things are selling off today, I think I'm going to go for an S10 today. Very sloppy 10. Down here on the daily, you can see we're trading below the 200 moving average. This is the 200 EMA on the daily, exponential moving average. So I use this as a gauge of strength or weakness in a currency pair. If a currency pair is trading below the 200 EMA, I consider it weak and I only want to look for shorts on that particular day. If the currency pair is trading above the 200 EMA on the daily, I only want to look for longs that day. So I use the 200 EMA to give me direction, direction bias on trade ideas. Ideally, if the currency pair is trading on the same side of the 200 EMA on the daily and the 15, that's my ideal setup when it comes to taking positions, and I want So I use these two things as far as in positioning to green light trades or to wait until they get into a position. So right now, with everything selling off, we're getting some pullback. We'll see if we can get pullback to this area. Also, what we're seeing here is we're seeing oversold conditions. So usually when we see this, there's been aggressive selling, and this is potentially due for pullback, which we have here. We can also see that the sellers have had momentum for quite some time, and the momentum has been increasing. You can see these small bars back here, and then they get much bigger as we get here. We see the MACD is below the average. This green line is the MACD, and this white line is the average. The MACD is below. Let's take a look at the slow stochastic and see if we're getting a crossover here. So let's bring your attention to this area here, this slow stochastic area, and we'll see if we're getting a crossover, which could be an early signal to pullback or reversal here. So if you're looking, you can see the slow K is at 9 and the slow D is at 14. When I go to this next candle, you'll see that the slow K is at 17.4 and the slow D is at 14.466. So we had a crossover of the slow K is now below the slow D in this candle, and now in this next candle, the slow K is above the slow D. So this could be an early indicator of a change in direction. We don't know if it's pullback or if it's a reversal potentially. We won't know until price action reveals what it is, but we're in a good place to drive the price higher at this point. It may take a few candles to get back here, or it may not, the way that things have sold off this morning. We'll see how it goes. But this is why I'm looking at POLKADOT, because it is closest in range to S4, which is where my short signal is. Most everything else has taken off without me this morning, so this could also take off. This could also pull back and do nothing. The move could be done for the day, and this could reverse, and this was just the last thing or the strongest currency pair. So we don't know yet. Things could turn around and sell more. We'll see how it goes, and then we'll go over to CHAINLINK. So CHAINLINK, similar here. We can see the sell-off here on the daily. Again, this is the 15-minute. This is the daily. We can see here on the daily, we're trading below this 200 EMA, so I have a short bias. This is S4, S3, and we're going for a longer traverse here. We'll see. Typically it would be S6. Today it may be S10. But you can see here we have the sell-off here below the 200 EMA here. And we're getting some pullback. Same thing as we were seeing in POLKADOT. We have these oversold conditions, sellers in control with increasing momentum, MACD below the average. And then we'll take a look at the slow K and see if we have a crossover. You can see here the slow K is down here at 4. Once I see a slow K at like 5, then I'm looking for some pullback or reversal at that point. And you can see here, you'll bring your attention here to the slow stochastic box here. You'll see as I scroll over, here it's at 6, here it's at 4. Then this next candle, you'll see it's at 8. It's starting to come up. And then you can see here it's at 12. So potentially in this candle or the next candle, if it continues, if buying continues, then we'll get a crossover, which could potentially lead to pullback or a reversal. We'll have to keep an eye on MACD here to see if we get confirmation or not. And this just may be a small pullback. It can be difficult to say. I think Link may be out of range for me. It sold off away from S4 a little more than I would like. So I'm keeping my eye a little closer on POLKADOT just in case an entry comes. But I'm not, with the way that things have sold off this morning and the way that, or as far as they've sold off, the possibility of continuation, I have my doubts on, but you never know how these things go. We're quite a ways from the open here of the U.S. market, which is when, I prefer to trade my session for the volume profile. The U.S. market open area, even though this is the weekend, I still keep the same hours as the U.S. weekly, U.S. stock market weekly schedule. But we'll see how this morning goes. As I mentioned before, if we can get up here to my entry target of this 0.618 or this 4259 level up here, that's near this or right at the 200 EMA. This is going to be my best place to take an entry. It's just going to depend on whether or not I'm able to get a 4 to 1 here on my risk to reward. Right now this is just under a 3 to 1 or right at about a 3 to 1. So pull back to this area seems likely. It'll give me my risk to reward ratio. Just depends on whether or not we can pull back there or we get continuation. But I'll keep an eye on this. Looks like here the slow K has made a proper cross here of the slow D, and we've got some flattening of MACD here. You can see this quite a downward slope we've got here and a gap, and now we're flattening out and we could be turning up. So this could give the opportunity for pullback, and we'll see if it's pullback or if we're reversing. Right now we seem to be consolidating a little bit in this candle. Not much movement, and we'll see how it goes. Whether or not I would take this before the open of the U.S. market is debatable, since everything is kind of taken off here in the pre-market. Things may be a bit exhausted or overdone, so we'll see how things go. But this is On Tilt Trading, and we'll see you next time.